Welcome to the family. Don't worry, third marriages usually fail faster. The laughter was brittle, slicing through the reception hall like glass underfoot. A few guests tried to chuckle, but most froze, caught between politeness and horror. My brother's jaw twitched. He didn't flinch often, but I saw it. Then came the envelope. White, thick, heavy. He dropped it onto her plate as if it were a dead bird. "Funny," he said, voice calm but sharp. "Your first husband's lawyer just sent this. He just amended his will from beyond the grave. Enjoy your $1, Mrs. Thompson." The hall went silent. Forks hovered in midair. She blinked, smiled too wide, her mask cracking at the edges, and I thought, finally. It begins. I remember the first time I met her. That was my mistake. I let her disarm me. She was radiant, polished, rehearsed, a smile trained for cameras. My brother introduced her with the nervous pride of a man who'd already decided to ignore the warning signs. I studied her handshake, too firm, like someone trying to prove control. She called me sis by the second meeting. She leaned close, whispered about family bonds, about loyalty. I believed her, for a while. I wanted to. After everything my brother had been through, he deserved something pure. But purity rots quickly when touched by greed. The first sign was her phone, always face down, always silenced. The second sign, her laughter, too long, too bright when he wasn't around. I caught her reflection once in the mirror over the bar, smiling at a man who wasn't my brother, a predator's smile. Then came the slip, a receipt folded into the wrong purse, a hotel on the east side, paid in cash. That night I didn't cry for my brother. I didn't scream. I just sat in the dark, listening to the house creak, counting the seconds between each breath. Rage didn't help. Precision would. I started small. Background checks, old marriage records, divorce filings. I peeled her history layer by layer until the rot showed clear. 2 husbands before my brother, both wealthy, both dead. The first, an accidental fall down the stairs. The second, a sudden illness. Too sudden. His assets transferred neatly into her name weeks before. But the third time wouldn't be her triumph. It would be her stage. I fed my brother the truth carefully. Not the whole of it, just enough. An article slipped under his door, a photograph placed in his glove compartment. Evidence too clean to ignore. I watched his faith erode in silence, brick by brick. He didn't confront her, not yet. Like me, he learned to wait. Our plan needed patience. Lawyers. Quiet meetings in rooms that smelled of dust and old paper. I sat with him as he rewrote his will, as he adjusted the company shares, as he protected every coin she thought she'd claim. I made phone calls to her first husband's family. They were eager to talk, eager to share letters, testimony, the pieces she thought she'd buried. We prepared an audience, because revenge without witnesses is only half satisfying. The wedding day arrived. She wore white, though it mocked her. She kissed him at the altar as if sealing a deal. I watched her eyes, not soft, not tender, calculating, already counting what she thought she owned. When she raised her champagne glass, her voice sang with cruelty. "Don't worry, third marriages usually fail faster." That was her mistake. Hubris, loud and public. My brother didn't yell. He didn't humiliate himself with emotion. He simply slid that envelope across porcelain. The hall hushed, as though God himself had leaned forward. She opened it, read, stiffened. A $1, left to her by her first husband, amended before his death once his suspicions grew. The proof was notarized, legal, airtight. Her face cracked, horror seeping through the paint of her composure. She looked at my brother, waiting for rescue. He didn't move. And then the whispers began, guests leaning into one another. Words like gold digger, black widow, fraud. The walls of her empire crumbled in real time. I didn't gloat, I just watched. Because true revenge isn't loud. It's the silence afterward, the void where her power used to be. She stormed out of the hall, heels clattering against marble, the sound of a queen stripped of her crown. She didn't come back. By the next morning, her accounts were frozen. Lawyers circled. The families of her late husbands filed motions. Her kingdom turned to ash before she even understood the fire. People asked me later if I felt guilty, if it was cruel. Cruel was the way she smiled into my brother's trust while carving a knife behind her back. Cruel was the way she planned her escape with his wealth before the vows were dry. What we did wasn't cruel. It was necessary. When I look back now, I don't feel triumph. I feel calm, like a surgeon who removed something malignant before it spread too far. My brother still wears his ring, not as a symbol of love, but as a reminder of survival. And me, I carry the memory of